So making your way down to your mat. And as you rest on whatever you're propping yourself up on, maybe this morning you bring your feet to a constructive rest pose. This is not a good angle here. So constructive rest, let the feet go wide on your mat and let the knees rest on each other. Let the low back find lots of space, the belly soft. And with the chest lifted, support the head, close down the eyes, and just feel into this space here that you've created for yourself, this 20-minute space to center, to breathe, to feel gratitude that we can spend this time. Let the shoulders drop away, release the jaw and the tongue. All the face muscles, nice and soft. And then feel into your breath. And with the hands resting lightly on the body, you can feel the inhales as they fill you. And you can feel the exhales as they relax you. 5 breaths, let yourself arrive just like this. Eyes soft, breath in the hands, body on the mat. How blessed we are to just simply have that as our practice. But it's core day, so we have to move on, and it's only a 20-minute practice. So blinking your eyes open, whatever you've got behind your head, your blocks, just set it off to the side. And then allow the head to come down. So again, this is that inversion, right? So the shoulders are propped up. This is the time, just notice whether you're up too high, you just want the breath to still be fluid, but you want to have the heart higher than the head. Interlace the hands behind the head. Let the elbows come up towards the ceiling or the sky. Draw in the belly to support the spine here. Big in-breath. And come up halfway. As you exhale, elbows curl in towards the knees, but there's no weight in the head. You could release the hands from the head, so there's no struggling in that neck. Inhale, come back down halfway, and exhale, release everything down to the mat. Again, big breath in, belly gathers, come up halfway. Roll it in, shoulder blades off of that towel as the elbows head towards the knees. Come back down halfway. Exhale, release it down. I'm going to take 5 now. Your breath, each movement is led by the breath. Belly inhale, we come up half. Find that exhale. Find your next breath and down. 4 more. Head is nice and light in the palms. Slow it down so you feel the muscles under the sternum here. And as you complete the last one, rest the head and the shoulders, open up the elbows, just take a couple breaths. So you can continue with that movement. I'm going to add on elbow to knee. So wherever you are, use your breath. Notice where you're feeling this. And then we'll draw those elbows back up towards the ceiling or the sky. And on your next breath, come up halfway. And then maybe the knee lifts and the elbow reaches. Come back down halfway and lower. Belly in, inhale up, curl it in, send it back and lower. Inhale, exhale, inhale and lower. Take it from here. Again, watch the pulling of the head and let that elbow reach for the knee, not the knee to the elbow if you're taking that option. Different muscles. Slow it down. And one more each side. As you arrive back onto your mat, again, let the elbows go wide. Take the full breath across the whole chest and collarbone. Big breath in, slow breath out. Roll to one side. Take your bolster or your towel. Just set it beside you for a moment. Take a full body stretch. So stretch out that whole front line, stretch out the back line. Let there be a nice natural arch here in the back. Good. And then bend the knees in. Give the knees a hug. Take a rock side to side. And then plant the feet coming into that bridge pose position. So the feet are parallel, the thighs are parallel, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Take a moment here, lift the chest up so you can squeeze the shoulder blades underneath. Let the palms rest down, face down by the hips. Tilt that pelvic floor up just a bit now so that you draw the belly in and you can feel the spine resting on the mat. Full breath in. And then press into your feet and the back of your hands. Lift the hips coming into your bridge. Let the weight drain down to the shoulders, the points between the shoulder blades. So there's no weight in the head, no constriction in the throat. Take a moment, like you could send your knees to the back of your mat as you lift your hips just a little bit higher. And again, enjoy the stretch in the whole front side of the body. Full breath in. And as you release the breath, reach for either your towel, bolster, or block and set it right underneath the sacrum. So again, there's this nice natural shelf that we have between our hip points. It's not the flesh of the buns and it's not the small or the sacrum or the small back. Let the hips come down and find that place that feels like a natural ridge and set the hips down. So here now we've got the hips a little bit higher, a different kind of inversion. Take the legs to tabletop. You can hold on to the sides of your mat. You can bring your arms out to the side. I like to bring mine to my low belly. Again, it just helps me connect with where I'm working. So my fingertips can feel the engagement and contraction of the muscles. So knees right over the hip points. Very easy, shoulders resting, face is soft. We're just going to do a couple toe taps here. So checking in, maybe the left heel comes down and slowly rises back to table. Right side heel comes down, draw that belly in here and slowly bring it back to table. So just take a couple rounds, tapping the heel or tapping the toe if that works better for you. And notice whether you're holding your breath here. Can you Expand the breath through the ribs to the belly. And then with the exhale, can you soften the whole upper body? And when we're working core, that's a tough practice all in itself. Couple more. Returning to table. Again, we draw that belly in. If you begin to feel this in your low back, you need to come out of it just a bit here. We're not going to sacrifice the back for the front body. So you can continue with your heel taps, or you can lift the legs up like legs up the wall, and we'll heel tap from here. So again, deep breath in, gather the belly in, like you could tuck it underneath those low ribs. Left heel comes down. Use your core now, pull the leg slowly back up. Right heel. And we work slow so we engage all the muscles. You feel it all as you bring it back up. With breaths, alternate back and forth. Again, if you're feeling this in your low back, bend your knees and just come back to that tabletop heel tap. Couple more each side. Use the breath. And as you finish the last round, legs back up, re-engage the belly, re-soften through the shoulders and the face. A little more intense. You pick your intensity this morning. Both legs together like one leg. We're going to lower down. I only take mine a third because I do take it in the back. So you experience. Draw the belly in. Take the breath and then slowly lower both heels. And then use your core to bring the legs back. We're going to take 5, slow motion. Last one, legs up. Take a pause. And bend the knees to bring the feet wide on your mat. Press into your heels and just lift up the hips. Take that blanket or towel off to the side. Lower down onto the back body and just take a couple windshield wipers here. Then we'll heel toe the feet back in. Pick up the right knee and cross it over the left. Yeah, this one's for Barb. We're not going to do past the block. You can double bind the legs if that serves you. Otherwise, just squeeze the thighs together. Extend the arms out to a T. Right arm's going to come underneath the left. Bind where you can, or just hug onto the shoulders. Bring the fingertips overhead, toes down towards the other end of the mat. Draw in your belly, feel from the tailbone all the way up through your shoulder blades, resting on the mat. Big inhale draws the belly. Exhale, lift elbows to the knee. And then slowly release. We're going to take 4. That's slow. Inhale, brings it up, curl it in. Let it go. 2 more. This last one, as you bring it up, gather in the belly here and now hold. See if you can lift the shoulder blades a little more. Elbows reach a little higher. Notice your breath. And then slowly bring it down. Unravel the legs, bring them wide on your mat. Let the arms come out to a T. And again, just rinse it out, windshield wiper back and forth. Heel toe, feet back to center. Left knee crosses over the right. Again, double bind if it's there. Right arm crosses underneath. Sorry, left under the right. Bind fingertips above the head. Gather in so that you can make an imprint of your spine here on your mat. Big breath. And then exhale the breath. Bring it in. Elbows to the knees. Inhale as you release slowly. Exhale as you let all the breath out. Inhale brings us back down. 3 more here. Lift higher. Release the breath. Last one, we're gonna hold here. So hug the thighs, elbows high, breath is flowing, belly's in. Hold it here. Good job, and release. Open up the arms, send them wide. Take a moment. Windshield wiper out. Grab your block. Right between the legs. Feet come back to table. Working into the obliques here. So we've done the lower abs and the under the sternum. Now let's just kind of work into the obliques, the side body, squeezing the block. Again, your choice. You can hold on to your mat, leverage, or extend the arms and just take in some breath. So squeeze the block, inhale, belly in. On your exhale, take it right. Hover halfway. Squeezing the block, we come back to center and take it the opposite way. Squeezing always with the inhale back to center. So just like a pendulum, you take it back and forth. Shoulders stay nice and flat on the mat. And you only come to where you feel the stretch into the side body. Two more side to side. And as you return to center, again, just feel the hip points and feel the spine. We're going to take it over to the right and we're going to hold it for a full count of a breath here. So draw the belly in with the inhale. And on the exhale, take knees over to the right. Squeeze the block. Hold in stillness here, but use your breath. Squeezing the block, take a full, deep inhale. A slow exhale. And inhale, return to center. Pause there, level out the hips. Big breath in. And then as you're ready, again, draw the belly in, inhale. And on the exhale, squeeze the block, hover to the left. Shoulders soft, face is soft, squeeze the block. Big inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, return to center. Good, take that block, set it aside. Squeeze the knees into the body. Take a nice massage along the low back. And then roll yourself over and find your tabletop. And we'll just stretch out the front, the back body by taking a couple cat-cows. Pat up the feet if you need to. Stack the joints, spread the fingers. As you're ready with the breath, I always start with that tailbone. So we do this mindfully, inhaling, that tailbone lifts and the belly drops, the heart shines. Exhaling, the tailbone curls, low back, mid back, upper back as we press into the palms, tuck in the chin. Couple more now, just feel belly drops, a nice stretch for those muscles that we just were working. And as you find that cat pose, stretching into the whole back line of the body. Coming back into some stillness now, let's drop down to the forearms. Stretch one leg back and then the other, and then lower the hips down to the mat. Draw the fists maybe together at the center of your mat. Elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Legs can be however comfortable apart. Take a deep breath here. Yes, we're going to come into a forearm plank, but first just, if you could, draw that fist in towards your chest, and as you do it, allow that to pull your chest forward. As you pull the chest forward, maybe you feel the stretch from the belly button up to the sternum. Soften the shoulders down the back. Take a few breaths. A passive back bend here, Sphinx pose. And then bring the feet a little further together as you tuck the toes. Press into your forearms, lift your hips up. Find your forearm plank. Gaze can be down at your prayer hands, your fist. Press into your forearms. Send the heels back as you lift the heart forward. Notice your breath. Draw in the core. Full breath in. Don't hold your breath here. Every muscle here working to hold up your body weight. Stabilizer muscles through the spine and the belly. Full deep breathing. Press into the forearms. Keep the chest lifted. Heels back. 2 more breaths. Then gently drop the knees down. Let the hips settle. Release the clasp. Come back. Spread the fingers wide. Drag your fingers, your elbows towards your body. One more time. Find length. Sphinx pose. Come back to your breath. Get nice and long. Stacking the fists, the palms, one on the other, elbows wide. Rest the forehead on the pillow of the hands and just give your hips a little shimmy here. Pick up the heels, bend the knees. Take your windshield wiper this way. Heels side to side. Release the whole back body. And then release the legs back to the mat. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press your way back through table. Big toes come together, your choice. Knees together, knees apart. We're going to close this practice out in a child's pose. So allow yourself to go inward. Bring yourself in. Feel into whatever sensation in the body that you feel. Mine right now is my spine. So settle in here for a few breaths. The luxury of time, turn your device off. Couple minutes of just deep breathing. Or again, if energy's stirred up here and you want a little bit more of a practice, you all have a beautiful practice. So do what makes your body feel good. I'll see you in the morning. Hips and hammies on Thursday. Namaste.